Welcome to New York's John F. Kennedy Airport. Most people crossing the Atlantic between the US and the UK do so on one of the big legacy carriers. In fact, British Airways claims that the JFK to London route is its most lucrative of all of the routes that it offers. There's a lot of competition on this route, and today I'm flying Thomas Cook Airlines back to the UK to Manchester. The lovely people at Dashlane have come back for the third time to sponsor one of my videos. Keep your digital life secure and never forget a password again. This year I'll complete over 100 flights, and Dashlane is a product that's made that an awful lot easier. That's because every time you book a flight, it remembers your personal details, and if you need to set up an account, it'll create and remember a strong password. There's a VPN service which will keep you secure online while you're traveling, and it works across multiple devices. Viewers of this video can get 2 months free of Dashlane Premium. Just go to dashlane.com/Paul. Enter code Paul at checkout and you're good to go. Now back to the video, and let's find out if Thomas Cook are any good. So no lounge access for me today. I'm heading on down to the gate quite slowly, taking my time. It's gate B23, which I notice has no jet bridge at all, so we must be boarding via bus and stairs. You saw earlier on in the video that the aircraft was parked on the far side of the terminal, way out in the open. I think that's probably where it's going to stay. I don't know how many wide-body aircraft are boarded by stairs every day here at JFK, but it can't be many. Sure enough, Thomas Cook do use a bus gate here at JFK. It did rather amuse me that this bus gate has the glamour of it all, New York, plastered all over the walls of possibly the least glamorous airport gate in the whole city. I took this flight in the spring, but the route operates year-round. I wouldn't really fancy doing an outside transfer to the aircraft in the middle of a New York winter. Still, I really like the idea of boarding large aircraft by stairs. It's a really visceral feeling, as you can get a real sense of size of the aircraft that's about to transport you across the Atlantic. Most of this aircraft is economy. On this A330, economy is laid out in a 2-4-2 configuration. Premium is in the front cabin and is slightly more spacious at a 2-3-2 configuration. The cost of the upgrade can vary according to demand, but I paid just £50 more to sit in this premium class seat as opposed to back in economy. There are several benefits to flying in premium class. The highlights for me are a vastly increased hold and hand baggage allowance, increased legroom and seat width, and the fact that you get complimentary service for the duration of the flight. The seat pitch in premium is 35 inches, 4 inches more than you get back in economy. The seat width is only about 1.5 inches wider than you get back in economy at 19.7 inches, but it really does make a difference, I think, especially if you've got broader shoulders. Although it's not marketed as such, this is really a premium economy class. It's not a business class and shouldn't be compared to one. I actually don't fly premium economy too much because often I've not found it worth the value, so this was definitely an experience for me. There's sparkling wine and pretzels handed out before takeoff, and a quick safety briefing before we push back and head towards the runway for our departure back to Manchester. The departure time of 10 PM means that whatever time of year you take this flight, it's going to be dark when you leave. Flights that are heading eastbound back over the Atlantic to the UK take over an hour less on average to reach their destination than in the reverse direction. That's because of the jet stream. This flight is scheduled to take 6 hours and 55 minutes, but on the night we did it in 6 hours flat. The distance, 3,338 miles, and we did it at 37,000 feet. Not long after takeoff, the cabin service started. But first, a look at some of the goodies here in Premium. There's a half-decent blanket and pillow set provided for you. Most passengers do choose to sleep on these short overnight transatlantic flights. These are part of the Premium package, and they don't come if you get an economy class ticket. Unlike most economy seats, these seats have the table stowed in the armrest. That means that you have to lift it up and fold it out. It doesn't come down from the seat in front. One of my pet hates on economy or premium economy flights is the fact that the tables can often be wonky, but I'm glad to say this one was really sturdy. As well as a toiletry kit, Thomas Cook hand out something I've not seen before on any airline, this laundry bag, which is designed to take your dirty clothes should you choose to change clothes overnight. The amenities are basic but fine. There's a dental kit, earplugs, eye mask and some DVT socks. There's also a small pair of earphones which you can use with the in-flight entertainment, and there's a newspaper too, if you can call the eye a newspaper anymore. The entertainment screen itself is on the back of the seat in front and contains a handy USB charge point which managed to fill my phone with charge over the 6 hours. There's a moving map facility, and of course there's a large and extensive selection of entertainment for you to browse. While it's not quite at the level of Emirates or any of the large American legacy carriers, it's a pretty good selection and you definitely won't get bored even if you choose not to sleep and watch films for the 6 hours. I tend to put this on as a bit of background noise for myself, so I tend not to watch anything too serious, just kids' cartoons really. Something you may have noticed when I compared the benefits of economy to premium is that Thomas Cook offers a premium meal. Now, I think they were careful there to simply market that in the singular, because while there are technically 2 meal services on this flight, the first one really couldn't be described as premium. It's a small snack served shortly after takeoff. In my case, it was a small cheese and courgette roll. Firstly, this is quite a strange combination to have in a sandwich, and secondly, it just wasn't really that appetizing or particularly well filled, and I'm sorry to say I left it. I'd eat in the airport if I were you. On the plus side, this small meal comes with some chocolates for afters, and there's an option of having a cup of tea, which for me is a perfect nightcap before turning in for the night. As I've got older, I've found it more and more difficult to sleep sitting up, but I managed about 3 hours of sleep on this flight, which isn't too bad at all, and I felt pretty rested as I woke up in the mid-Atlantic approaching Ireland. The improvement in space over economy may seem fairly small with those seat pitch and seat width figures, but as everyone keeps telling me, those extra few inches make all the difference. The premium meal on this service is breakfast, which fared a little better than the snack that I had the night before. It was served about an hour before landing, and the main element was a kind of mixed grill. To be honest, it wasn't too bad, and I've definitely seen a lot worse in my time. However, it's not the best meal I've ever had on an aeroplane, and it wouldn't really hold a candle to most of the legacy carriers' premium economy services. That said, it's still a significant improvement over what you get in economy. Unlike most people, I was actually travelling solo on this flight. It's a popular flight with families and couples. The downside is that you have to disturb your seat neighbour if you want to reach the overhead racks, and of course, I didn't really want to do that because he was asleep. So it can get quite messy in the window seats if you can't get to the overhead racks to stow all of your stuff. Passing the west coast of Ireland is our cue to start descending in towards the Manchester area, and time for me to sum up some of the good and bad points about this flight. I think it pays to be realistic with airlines like Thomas Cook. The main reason they exist is actually to carry people on package holidays. Thomas Cook are a large package tour operator out of the UK. They have an enormous reach around the globe, and the main reason that you're probably going to be on one of these flights is you've booked a package holiday with them. You can buy standalone flights, as I did. The one-way fare in my case was £209. I think this is very reasonable for a premium economy product. So, based on the fact that Thomas Cook tries to get you on board either based on them flying where you want to go and you've got a package with them, or the fact that they're offering ridiculously low prices, I think it's fair to be really reasonable with your expectations when you're flying with them. Personally, I was very happy with the £50 upgrade into premium class. I've seen these priced at between £50 and £150 on various dates that I've researched. I think for an overnight flight I probably wouldn't pay more than £70 or £80. However, lots of people tell me that the food is much more premium feeling when you're flying westbound because there's usually no breakfast meal involved. I've heard lots of mixed feedback about Thomas Cook, ranging from them being the best airline that someone's ever flown to absolutely appalling and don't touch with a barge pole. If you're planning on flying premium, I hope you'll use this video as some sort of yardstick to set your expectations by. Are Thomas Cook the world's greatest airline? No, and they probably never will be. But they do a simple job pretty well, and I do think it really pays if you have reasonable expectations when you go in and fly with them. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you'll subscribe for more content. Don't forget to head to dashlane.com/Paul and enter code Paul at checkout for 2 months free of Dashlane Premium. Thanks so much for watching the video and supporting my sponsor, and I will see you next time.